I think Brooks would have been the best one at it too.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know about. Maybe Brooks would be better at haggling now. You
This
don't
is the
think so?
last person who told me I couldn't do something.
We're fully weekend at Bernie'sing Brooks
Oh
around.
no!
Yeah, just bring Brooks, strings and all. What's
Yep.
up, everybody? Welcome to On Tilt, the
Shit, we're
Alien
live.
RPG, where we're gonna play some Alien and maybe incorporate some Weekend at Bernie's. This is gonna be good times. I hope you all enjoyed that just tiny glimpse at what goes on behind the scenes before we start the show. So, thank you for joining us. Tonight's gonna be crazy to say the least. We got some things to make our way through. Before we get into the show itself and having fun and all of that, we are going to do what we usually do, and I'm going to pass things over to Juniper to talk about another show that they are part of and is actually pretty wild and crazy itself. So, Juniper, go ahead and tell people about it.
Sure. Aside from playing in way too many games on this channel, I also play on Saturdays over on D and Denial's channel in a game called the Moonstone Matriarchy, which is an all-female D&D 5e campaign, DM'd by Ice Knee Stars, who is amazing. And yeah, our party is, well, of course we're saving the world because it's a D&D campaign, but our party has just landed in the Feywild, and we are preparing for a wedding. So there's going to be a wedding episode coming up shortly because one of our characters was betrothed as an infant to an archfey, and that is all coming to a head now. So hopefully we don't accidentally land ourselves in any deals with archfey. So we'll see how that pans out. Come join us on Saturdays. Back to Ray.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And we've got the link in our Twitch chat to head over to the D and Denials Discord. If you are watching this after the live stream and you're checking us out on YouTube, all of the links are provided in the YouTube description below. Not only do we have D and Denials, we have Juniper's link tree as well. So make sure to check that out. Let's see what else we got. So as far as Shattered Tabletop Gaming goes, very, very soon we will be starting a giveaway for subscribers. We're going to choose a random subscriber about halfway through the month, and you will get a set of fancy dice, and you will get a Shattered Tabletop Gaming sticker or two to, do what you wish with. You can put it on your Trapper Keeper. You can put it on folders. You can even use it in your bumper. Yeah, that was a Kids on Bikes reference for anybody that didn't catch that. But yeah, so thank you all for joining us. As I play the game, I will need some rolls from chat. So as I call for them, if you would be so kind as to type !D6, it'll pop up a roll and I'll be able to use that in chat. So hashtag no dice. That's right. Absolutely. So before we go diving in headfirst into this crazy alien world, something that was kind of thought of last session that kind of came to the forefront of my mind. I wanted to take a moment to just kind of be a little bit serious, a little bit somber, and talk about mental health. And if you are struggling in any way, I do not know all of them throughout every country of the world, but I do happen to have Australia's, and I have the USA. I have the suicide lines, and the two main ones that I have for Australia is Lifeline, which is 131114. I've got Beyond Blue, which is 1300224636. If you need more helplines, you can go to healthdirect.gov.au/mental health, or mental health helplines. And you can get access to a lot of good resources and helplines to get the assistance that you need. Here in the USA, very similar to dialing 911, you're just going to dial 988, and that'll put you in touch with some people that can help deal with whatever it is that you're going through, and hopefully get you the help that you need. So spread the word for yourself and anybody else who may be having some trouble in dealing with things that are going on, and let's try and keep everybody good. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Linen and Spice, for the link. All right. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about some table RPG drama. I'm going to roll our intro video, and when we come back, we're going to pick up right where we left off. I'll see you all in about 1 minute and 22 seconds. Be right back. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening as we find the camera in Medbay on the On Tilt, our lovely converted salvaging ship, plotting its way through the universe as fast as it possibly can with Ash at the helm. We see Deacon. Phoebe has run to her quarters. Let me start with that. But Deacon, you are still in medical with Brooks, who is basically slipping away, is the best way to politely put it. What is Deacon feeling?
Well, being a moment of quiet after such a traumatic experience. It's trauma. Okay, nice to. Essentially, he's honoring a fallen. I mean, recognize the uniform, maybe not the person. They might not have gotten along. Reaches his hand out and holds Brooks's hand with the sound of the monitor in the background. I don't know if it's flatlined yet, but getting weaker and weaker. And it's a shame you weren't an android. It wouldn't mean anything then. So very somber, and of course he's, I'm wounded too, so almost ready to fall over, I would think.
All right. And yes, at this point, I feel like Brooks has flatlined. In the last episode, Brooks had the whole life flash before your eyes kind of thing happen. So for anybody that's interested in knowing what Brooks's past life may have been, I highly recommend checking that out and seeing why we're at this point now. Susanna, you're in the secret laboratory. You have just very quickly cryogenically frozen this creature. What are you doing at this point?
Um, Once I have secured the specimen in liquid nitrogen, I'm quickly setting everything back to rights, closing up the secret lab so that there is no remaining trace of it, and then rushing back to medbay because I know that's where my people are.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is that while Deacon was doing that, that's you two were simultaneously doing that, and at this point, you do arrive back at medbay so that you're able to speak with Deacon.
Deacon?
Yeah.
Where? What's going on? Where? I'm just staring at Brooks.
Brooks is gone. The android that we brought aboard had a failsafe that infected us both with the xenomorph parasites. Phoebe was
Shit.
able to save me, but she couldn't save Brooks.
Shit.
We
Is
need to
there
burn the body.
is there anything we can do?
She's gone. And Deacon reaches over and flips off the beep in the background. The only thing we can do is make sure nobody else gets infected. We need to burn her body.
Susanna starts operating on autopilot. She's just blank. Okay, how do we safely do that?
We're taking off, right? Like
Yes.
we're in. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we need to send her at the airlocks. The only thing we can do, we can't start a fire on the ship. Deacon reaches out, crosses Brooke's arms across her chest, and then folds the gurney sheet over the mess.
I'll help.
She'll just get the door.
Deacon. Yeah, I'll help Deacon start to move Brooks towards the airlock. There's not much else we can do.
Okay, well, you're doing that. Ash, you got everything set up in the cockpit. You've found a nearby space station. It's relatively new, only a few months old, well, maybe half a year old or so. So you're able to set a course for that. And after getting that all set, are you just going to hang out up there in the crew station, or are you going to head back down to medical? What is Ash's plan?
Probably staying at the helm. Like, Ash doesn't have any reason to expect any more trauma other than, having left half the town on fire behind us.
That's fair. All right. So go ahead and I don't have a character sheet pulled up. What is it? I know it's pilot. I gotta grab a character sheet.
Piloting's agility.
Agility, yes. I was like, dexterity? No, that's not right.
Wrong game. Three sixes, no ones.
3 6s, beautiful. So with pretty much a super critical role here, you are able to plot like the best course possible, and so you're actually going to arrive at the starbase sooner than it would normally take. So you're basically beating the GPS. So good job. All right. Deacon and Susanna, you, I don't want to say dispose of, but you send Brooks off into that cold nothingness and close everything up. And you can now proceed about the rest of your day, I guess. Like, well, that was fun. Let's move on.
So what happened to y'all on the planet?
We gosh, where do I even start? We went to the command center to chase up on if there were any further androids and so on, and didn't discover too much. Then we went to the Colonial Marines hangar to see why they didn't show up. They didn't show up because they were all dead. There were probably close to 50 pods in there, and a queen. There was a xenomorph queen, and we lit the place on fire, and then we ran like hell back to the ship. That's basically what happened. Sounds like everyone's had quite the day.
Seems like par for the course for our ship. At least we got away mostly clean. Y'all made it.
Most of us made it.
Do you know where we're headed now?
I'll hop on the intercom actually and say, Ash, would you mind coming down to? Are we like back at Medbay, or where are we at the moment?
Yeah, well,
Medbay?
actually, I would say you two are. I mean, you're wherever you want to be, but in my mind, you're standing like right next to the airlock.
Hit the intercom. Ash, would you mind coming down to the airlock for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Be right down.
Ash gets the yeah, bat symbol.
Well, don't everybody thank me at once.
Thanks, Ash. Nice piloting.
Thank you. I think you saved our asses. Most of our asses.
What do you mean most? Like the miners don't count.
The android me and Brooks brought back to examine had a failsafe device. And Brooks is dead.
Like Ash gets really, really cold and goes, "This is why we don't bring stuff on the ship." Rule 1, don't bring shit on the ship.
We want to know, Ash.
I don't know where Phoebe went. She was able to save me, but she couldn't save Brooks. We just finished sending her off. And Deacon will look out I assume there's a window in the airlock there to at least see outside, give one last salute. Where are we headed?
One of the new space stations. It was pretty much the only thing I could find in range with the damage we keep taking.
Is the ship repairable? Were we able to get it back into space-worthy condition?
Oh yeah, these old things are solid, take some welding and whatever, but as long as it holds air, it'll serve.
Has anyone seen James?
No. I would have to assume he's where Phoebe is. Do we know where Phoebe is? Is Phoebe okay?
She was fine. She ran out of med bay when Brooks passed. Didn't say much of anything.
Poor kid.
Being
Definitely seems-
ruthlessly practical, how safe is she from infection?
Completely safe. She wasn't in the room when the failsafe went off.
And
Same with James. And how about the
I-
cat? Anybody seen it?
the cat.
The cat. I haven't seen Catiopea. We're gonna have to find her.
At the mention of the cat, I think Susanna comes out of her blank stare and starts showing emotion for the first time as she realizes it was Brooke's cat. Okay, I guess we have a ship cat now.
Well, I'm not changing the cat box.
I'll do it.
We just teach it to poop in the airlock. You just push the button every now and then.
There you go. That's both heartbreaking and awesome. Oh, geez. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I figured chat would have jumped on that with the. So let me do it. I think it's !cat.
Oh.
It's
So
about as sentimental as they get.
yeah.
Yep.
So nearby, you all hear this happening. So you all know that the cat is safe, just not in view.
I'm not cleaning that up either.
I gently approach the cat and see if it'll let me. First of all, just give it some slight pats, and then if it will let me pick it up.
Give me empathy. I think that's a
Oh
thing,
God, empathy is my dump stat. God damn.
right?
I have one stress. Can I voluntarily take a second stress? Because I feel like this is an incredibly stressful situation we've just found ourselves in, right?
Sure, sounds
I'm-
good to me.
I feel like I should be more stressed than 1 point of stress. Okay. That's 1/6 in there.
All right. So the cat actually does allow you to get close enough to pet it and everything.
I'll just give it some love. And probably express the emotions towards the cat that Susanna is unable to express towards other human beings.
I like that little something about Susanna we might not have known.
Mm.
So, the artist formerly known as Brooks.
Yes.
From what little we know about Brooks, Brooks was nothing if not a planner.
Mm-hmm.
Did Brooks have any kind of thought or like videotape or message or anything in this eventuality?
I'd say like on that data pad thing that most of the crew has, there definitely is a folder that says like upon death. Like fully laid out on like what to do with all of their stuff, and they don't really have anyone to leave it to, so it's mostly left up to the crew. It got updated the moment that they joined the crew, so basically free game to. I imagine they had it with them in medbay, so eventually when someone gets to that tablet, it'll just like kind of give them free reign to like enter where their quarters was and like just divvy up whatever they see fit. And I imagine in the quarters there's a way to get that money that they had in their account. So that could be a lot of it is however sees fit, just to like make it easy. It was very coldly logical. There is no like touching video. There's no none of that. I mean, the crew's been together for a couple of months.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dibs on the Duran Duran records.
Yeah, I do think if there was anything, I think I had mentioned early on that they made outfits as like their passing time. I think there might be and like an upcoming gift for Susanna in the form of a very nice lab coat. So they like basically stitched up a lab coat with like extra deep pockets and the other things of the like. So I don't know. I think there's like maybe a note in there somewhere like learn Susanna's birthday is like as far as it gets.
Oh, you are ripping my heart out of my chest.
But I think that's about as touching as they really got. And if anyone wanted to go through, I think there's pretty much clothes for any gender expression. There's lots of very nice pieces. Very fashionable crew if you have the same build as.
Yeah, are any of us similarly built to Brooks? I don't know.
I don't know. Probably not.
I would say probably not. Maybe Susanna would be the closest.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean, I
Phoebe,
don't know. I don't
depending
think we
on-
ever really addressed that.
Yeah, the next set of hand-me-downs for Phoebe.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll grow into it.
Oh,
I would imagine.
Oh no.
I would imagine that me and Phoebe probably divvy up is a horrible way to put it, but you know, go through and find whatever pieces of Brooks's that could be used, salvaged, taken as memories, you know, that kind of thing.
gotcha. All right.
I also take the litter tray and the cat food.
So with that all being said, it takes about 24 hours to reach this space station. And so yeah, that's enough time for y'all to divvy up what you're gonna keep and, you know, possibly sell, that kind of thing. But the computer does let Ash know that you're approaching the station. Landing, or rather docking, really isn't a super hard prospect, so I'm not even going to make you roll for it in this instance. You're not under any kind of duress or anything, so you all arrive at the space station. I do not even have a name for it or a number, so we're just gonna call it the space station for now. And as you disembark, or rather talk about disembarking, I'm gonna go ahead and change the sad music to something more alien-y. So you've all docked. You can exit the ship if you want to, but I assume you want to take a moment to kind of discuss what the plan is. Don't worry about Phoebe's stuff. I will get with Phoebe and do kind of like a quick thing next time Phoebe's here. Just get a rundown of what she would like to have bought, that kind of thing. So,
I feel like as well as ship repairs, it might be a good idea to see. At this stage, we have no weapons, and it seems like the kind of situations we've been in, weapons on the ship might be useful. What do we think?
Oh, amen to that. Using a mining laser is not my optimal form of offense. Where do our funds stand?
I feel like I would like to equip myself a little better as well, personally, with defensive. Goodness, let's just say I wasn't expecting. This is not the kind of life I was expecting out here, but it's the life we have. So.
What's our fuel and food situation like? Has anybody done an inventory of the pantry? Ash?
Not since we took off originally, and so we should be half on the fresh supplies, I imagine. Plenty of coffee. Always plenty of coffee.
Oh, that's all we need. Raring to go.
If you get hungry, just jump in a cryopod.
Were we able to refuel at the colony?
I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah, they did at least get the refueling done.
Least they could do since we exterminated the problem, right?
Yeah.
And them.
Ash, as far as ship repairs or improvements that you would like to see done, do you have any requests?
Oh, well, yeah, probably in addition to something to actively shoot at people, some sensor decoys or something on the defensive side, and maybe a nice ATV that so we don't have to rely on whoever's transportation where we're at.
It's a good idea.
That screwed us before.
Smart.
Good idea.
And I guess we need cat food.
There was about half a bag left, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Cassiopeia is kind of pudgy, so I would assume they eat a lot.
I love that so much.
Did we talk about like human food? How are we on human food supplies?
Yeah, the pantry. He says
Oh, yeah.
nobody's really looked at it since we took off, but basic supplies, I would think, by this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
TP.
We need more of that. All right. So are you all heading out together then? Disembarking and whatnot?
Susanna would have expressed a preference for us to stay together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So upon exiting the ship, you see that the interior of the spaceship Starbase is not set up like normal like capsulated rooms and things like that. This is basically one gigantic open area that has been turned into what looks like a very large city street kind of thing, or streets, where people have like shops set up. You can like smell food cooking. Think like what would be a good analogy? Like Demolition Man style, like, you know, just very makeshift city.
Reminds me of home. Where to first?
Well, I know we have plans, but I could certainly do with some food that isn't spaceship food. Anyone care to join me?
I'll have a rat burger with you.
Yeah, I guess we can get a bite to eat before we go to the shipyards.
All right.
I probably follow my nose towards wherever the good smells are coming
Taco
from.
Bell.
Yeah. The only one that survived the franchise wars.
We might need to upgrade the ship toilet before we do that.
New priority.
New priority, Russian space toilet. Spa
episode.
Find
Yes.
a spa for everyone. Yeah, you follow your nose to, one of those little vendors that's going on. There's like a ton of grilled meats and things like that. No idea what they used to be, but I mean, it smells good and it does look fresh. It's not like growing any weird things. And I need, all right, hold on. I have got to open a character sheet so I can see what I need y'all to roll. All right, I need everybody to give me wits observation.
What are our stress levels currently doing in that 24 hours? Have we what happens with stress over time?
So in 24 hours, you've reduced 1 point of stress or 1 level of stress.
Oops, dropped a die.
Oh no! Oh, wow, that's bouncing forever.
Oh, come on.
2
I
1s, no 6s.
I didn't notice anything.
Nice. Ash, what did you get?
2 1s, no 6s. I noticed nothing.
You were all about that grilled rat burger.
I got a 6 and a 1 on the panic die that I have remaining.
Okay.
On the stress die, I mean.
Okay. All right. I like that. So, well, everybody is preparing to get, like, you've gotten in line, you're waiting to get your food and whatnot. Susanna, you're looking around at the ingredients and you see there's like random bits of different assorted meats. There's some vegetables and stuff. And you see there's one of those egg crates. You know what I'm talking about? Like the styrofoam egg crates got some normal eggs in there, whatnot. But you see that there's a couple eggs in there that do not look like normal eggs. They are the size of chicken eggs, but they are the classic little alien face hugger pods.
I grab Ash, who's next to me, and just point at the eggs. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh, I am now. I don't need to eat anymore. Deacon.
Okay.
What is it? It's almost my turn.
Yeah, well, the eggs eat you here.
Say what?
I point at the eggs.
Oh, all right, I'll just have 2 no eggs.
to the vendor. Excuse me, what kind of eggs are these?
I've got no idea really. We get all this stuff imported. I just cook it up.
Do you get these eggs often? Specifically pointing at the ones that look like alien eggs.
I mean, I don't get many of them, but about once a month I get some in. Yeah.
Ever had
So you
any
just have to
problems
cook
with
them all the way?
Oh
That's the
no,
problem.
no. I was specifically told by the Marines how to eat this thing, like how to cook it and prepare it and everything.
What Marines?
Well, I mean, I think they're colonial Marines.
Do you have a name of your contact?
I can get it for you, I guess, but why do you need to know that? That's kind of.
I'm a former Marine.
Okay. So you're not a Marine then?
Once a Marine, always a Marine. Want to fight about it?
If I were you, I
You
wouldn't
know, I
fight
find it
him
best to just do what he wants.
to the vendor. We're all backing Deacon up here.
Okay. All right. Okay. No need to get hostile. His name was it Rogers? Alan Rogers? Never told me his rank though.
Was he in uniform, or did you just say he was a Marine?
Well, I mean, he was wearing a Marine's getup, so I just kind of assumed.
Where do the colonial Marines hang out here?
Here, pretty much anywhere, really. But these guys don't stay here. They land, they drop off their goods, and they take off.
You know the name of the ship?
He kind of like pulls up a calendar. He's like, they should be coming in about a week, actually.
Deacon exchanges glances with Ash and Susanna. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah. Still interested in some food?
2 burgers, please.
I'll get 2 of these satay sticks here, and this might be an odd request, but can I buy one of those eggs off you, uncooked?
Oh, never had anybody want them uncooked, but yeah, I guess.
Call it a passing curiosity.
No, cannot have one.
I turn and whisper to Ash, like, I'm gonna freeze it. There's no problem.
No. The last one's barely cold yet.
I know, we need to
Oh, she's
make
cold.
money somehow. These things could be worth. Just never mind. How much for the egg?
I mean, uncooked and everything. $5.
Sure, I'll fork over however much.
Yeah. And he gets the egg for you, and you see when he picks it up, it doesn't open or anything. And he goes to hand it over to you, and it's all like wrapped up in a clear cellophane wrap.
Like a candy apple. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. While you folks are eating, I might just run this quickly back to the ship. Unless you'd like to come with me.
Be quick. I think we'll wait for you right here.
Will do.
Deacon says with a full mouth,
Yeah.
tail still hanging out.
Take your time.
Despite the look Ash is giving me, I go back to the ship and
Ash
stash
turns back
this
and
thing
Who
in the
serves
secret
whiskey
lab, in the
here?
liquid nitrogen, etc., etc.
While she's gone, I lean over to Ash. Don't worry. We need to know about our enemy anyway. The more we know, knowing's half the battle. I heard that somewhere once.
You realize we're running like a 50% mortality rate with this career?
We're fine.
Yeah, it's got a wild turnover.
2 for 2, bro. We're good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ash is definitely looking for the bar now.
That's a good idea.
So the bar, we're gonna call Whiskey Joe's, is right next door to a, like, I want to call it a scrapyard, but it's like simultaneously a scrapyard and ship repair shop. It's got a large, I don't know what you call them all throughout
Pawn
the
shop.
U.S., but they're like you pull it kind of deal. Like you pull your own parts, that kind of deal. But there are some mechanics to kind of help make things easier. And you see that it's getting towards the end of the night, and some of them are actually heading home, and some of them are heading to the same bar, heading to Whiskey Joe's.
Hey, fellas, buy you around?
Well,
Is this me?
it's you.
Oh no. I think you see one very large, very tall, very musculared out man stop cold in his tracks and with haunted eyes turns and looks at Deacon. This is Liam.
No fucking way.
He looks like he hasn't slept in a week. He's like shaved head, very tall now. He's got some tattoos over his body. You can see Kara is running up the side of his neck,
Oh.
and his left hand has Jeff across the knuckles.
Yes.
I love the new look. You're looking better.
Why are you? How did you get here?
That's a long story. I'd love to buy you a drink and tell you about it.
I think at that point, Liam comes in for a hug, and I think
There.
as he hugs, yes, as he hugs Deacon, though, a lot of like the uncut muscle is gone. He's very sinewy, very like he's a musculared out man. He's definitely been hitting the gym. So
Good
yeah.
to see you too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, a drink is good. And I think at that point now he notices Ash, and then also comes into like, opens his arms to kind of be like a hug, and then like, kind of waits in that awkward in between area, just.
Ash definitely goes in for a hug and goes, "Yay, I might live through today."
Yeah. And is Susanna still there, or did she run back to the ship?
So at this point, I'm going to say, Susanna, you're catching up. You see, as you're coming to the bar, you can see Deacon and Ash are like hugging some strange mechanic.
Some strange mountain.
Yeah.
He is 6'5". He's a very, very large man. But yeah, no, you don't want to. Drinking here is okay if we're doing it for cheap. but I feel like I should show you guys around more. It's kind of looking around.
How about a place that doesn't serve alien eggs?
Oh, don't eat those. They have like a weird acidy taste, if you could believe it. Right?
No.
I assume you know this person?
Susanna, meet Liam, former crew member of the Rocinante.
I think you just kind of like with a hand that's very big, just kind of like waves. He's like, where's Phoebe?
Back on the ship. James too.
Good. Nice to meet you. What was your name? It like goes to like put
Susanna
on.
Garcia, ship scientist, I guess you could say.
You guys are
I've been
running
traveling with-
scientists now. Like it takes with both hands.
Well, let's just say that skills are transferable. I've been working with this crew for what, about 2 months now?
About 2 months. We've been doing the mercenary thing.
Mercenary.
Oh, mouse, that's horrible. Sorry.
Sending him spiraling back down.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta read that message again to see if I read it right. You know, I did. Terrible. Yeah. So again, he's just kind of looking like very tired, a little bit out of it. He's like, do you guys need repairs or
Oh yeah, we need repairs. Guns too. Like, you get us a deal?
yeah, I could see about getting a deal. How long are you guys in?
Thinking
As
about a
long as it
week.
takes. I don't think we currently have any objective to get to, do we?
Yeah, we're between jobs. Our last client seemed to have, vaporized or something.
Nothing changes. Well, I guess, mechanics will drink better or work better with some beer behind them, so paying for a round here can go a long way for getting stuff done in a week. Yeah.
Well,
so I
show
think,
us the way, and we'll have a drink to our dear departed crew member Brooks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brooks?
You never met her. She's an
Okay.
officer.
Oh. Got it.
She was good at what she did. Very good. I'm sad to not have them around anymore, actually.
Oh, sorry again. Let's get that drink. And I imagine we walk into a very seedy-looking bar right near this. You pull it.
Right. So we're gonna say that you all get, a few drinks and are able to actually begin your shopping montage. And with that being said, if anybody was around for our last show, which was Kids on Bikes back on Tuesday, you would know that I have done something incredibly stupid and hilarious for all of these shows. And that is, I have created songs, montage songs, for the shows. So while I play the song and you all head into your montage, we're going to go around the table and you can tell me the things that you are going for and buying and things like that. And we're going to start with Ash. And we'll just go in alphabetical order. You just let me know the kind of stuff that you're after.
All right. One a railgun turret, a missile, and some sensor decoys.
Railgun turret, jeez Louise.
All right. Let's see. A railgun turret normally runs for how much new?
The light one, 1.5 million.
Million and a half. All right, chat, give me some D6 rolling.
Could some of these rolls be made with advantage? Liam would absolutely break some laws to get the ship fixed up. So if there are like different things that can fall off of trucks.
Yes, thank you, Tofu. The irony of Matt apologizing for Brooks' death.
As also Brooks, because Liam's last name was also Brooks.
Yeah,
Real original.
you're right. So with the 3. Okay, now Liam, you work for this You Pull It place, and it's actually called Boris's. Ran by a very shady and unscrupulous Russian man named Boris. His motto is, if it doesn't work, it's heavy. You can hit them with it. With that being said, you could get this Gatling gun that you're wanting. We will say, as we talked in the pre-roll, you can get it by dropping 2 zeros off the price.
Still a shit ton of money.
Mm.
Where is it? What page are the
172.
thank you. It's very
No, that's the internal modules. Where's the weapon?
177. And dropping 2 zeros off, that makes the turret only 15,000.
Yep.
okay. Yeah, Liam's got that. Not I think Liam has some money, but not very much.
Ash is still sitting on 48,000 from the down payment when we got the ship. So
all right.
And we have Brooks' share as well. Bugger off. I feel like if we put Brooks's share towards the ship, maybe. That's
Seems fair.
Yeah.
this
Alright.
song. Amazing, right?
So I imagine the montage is like Liam removing and installing onto the new ship of just lots of hard, greasy work.
Exactly.
But
But
use workout style.
it's going so fast. But it's like bits of it are being cut out magically, and somehow it's just getting done.
Just like plug and play, but with missiles.
I mean, I feel like that's not far from the truth.
How about could we do? There's a med lab for 100,000. I know we had talked about having like a med bay, but I feel like a med lab would be maybe an improvement.
As someone who is continuously getting injured, I am for this decision.
Is this? Are we looking at? I might be looking at the wrong page here. Are we looking at the medical supplies? There's a Pauling med pod or an auto doc.
172. There's a med lab for. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, 250,000. And if Red or if Ray would let me do it, I think that ships come here all the time to get stripped for parts. And there's maybe a process where they get stripped down of things that haven't been used, or like basically having like a garage cell on the ship before it's torn apart. And
Mm.
before one of these ships with a med lab is torn apart, I think Liam would get in there with Susanna to a med lab that is actually stocked with some meds. I don't know if you'd have us roll to see what was still in there.
I would, but I would have to see what was in there, like, off stream.
You fucking.
Okay.
Oh my god. Sorry,
Off
this
stream.
is being a right pain in the ass right now.
They heard cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I imagine what 5,000 for both med labs, both for Susanna and one for Phoebe. And then the rail
There's
turret is 1,500.
15,000.
15,000. So the med lab can't be that much. Oh, I guess the 2 zeros doesn't really equate to.
Why is
a
a
solid
science
cut.
lab 3 times as expensive as a med lab?
Just dropping the 2 zeros.
Because
science. Oh, science? Oh god, it is that much more
Yeah,
expensive.
never mind. I mean, I have a makeshift science lab kind of thing already, but that is too much money to spend on a science lab, so never
The
mind.
bigger question is, why is a tractor hitch $600,000?
Mm.
I guess we don't really know what we're doing with this stuff, right? Ray lets us get away with murder all the time, so it's like, what are we spending money on?
Oh, we were talking about an ATV as well. I don't think they're cheap either, so we might need some money for.
Oh yeah.
I also feel like whoever wrote this book just kind of arbitrarily put zeros in there.
A little
Mm.
bit.
Seems like the right number.
Yeah. Like,
And what? This is an ATV is only $3,000 as compared to a science lab, which is $750,000. What the fuck?
Well, so I think
We should
we
need 'em all.
would need the $40,000 one, right? For 5
course.
crew members.
Oh, the gyro car.
Yeah, but we dropped
They
2
have
zeros
its-
off it, so for $400.
It has its own little miniguns attached.
oh my gosh.
It does say they require a lot of upkeep. I don't know what that means mechanically for us, but
James.
Me neither.
Means we need James and Liam.
surely James can do that stuff. I mean,
Kismet. It's written in the stars. Literally. Look at him.
Okay, so $400 for the 5-seater.
Tofu, I'm ready for my villain turn. I really am. I think a lot of people really are.
It's that time.
So we're at 4,400 for the ATV, the med lab, and the pulse cannon.
How much money have we got left?
Just off of Brooks's share, you guys have 5560 or 55,600 or 45,600.
Yeah, Deacon's actually sitting on 63.
Well,
Okay.
was the railgun was 15,000. Like 15 and 3 zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hmm?
we're also
Yeah,
going to need, sorry, just while I'm looking, we're going to need a vehicle bay as well for the VTOL gyro car, which is 150 grand. Cut down. That's the base price.
Oh, that is cut down?
No, that's the price listed in the book is 150,000.
Which would
Bottom of
make
No.
it
page 172.
1,500?
It is worth noting
Yeah.
that these 00 reductions are
Stuff that fell off the truck from the salvage place.
Yeah, like some of this may only last like a couple of weeks.
Got a missile
that
doesn't
bad,
mean
huh?
it's gonna work.
Like the ATV probably doesn't have any floorboards. Like you'd be pedaling it
Okay.
around like the Flintstones kind of thing.
Fair enough.
I don't suppose we want an artificial intelligence for the ship, do we?
No.
Yeah. Bad experience once. Prefer not to go back.
Ash somewhere.
Not when a
just
ship that argues with me.
screaming.
The ship says, "I'm the captain now."
There's so much to this book, and none of it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
I will say it is $2 million for a new ship.
So so that's 20,000 if you knock 2 zeros off. Is that right?
That one's probably not space worthy though.
Probably not.
Or it will be for 2 weeks.
As long as you bring a lot of oxygen bottles.
Mm.
But I imagine for 20,000, it would have a lot of the spare parts we need to cannibalize.
Oh, that's not a bad point.
So we could cannibalize one to very much fix up on others. Because you guys are at what percentage? Like, what, like 40 or 50? And if we can get it to like 80 or 90.
Mm.
You also, I think, didn't James stick a pipe in the reactor?
Yes, the reactor needs to be replaced.
Oh, here's a question. If we're buying turrets and stuff, do we have enough hard points available?
Oh.
You know, because page 178 has ship upgrades, which includes additional hard points and things like that.
Like if we replaced where the salvage crane is with the railgun turret, I imagine is probably hardpoint enough.
We could sell the crane, maybe.
Hmm.
What are we thinking?
Yeah, swap. You're going into salvage, we're going into war. Let's just, change boats.
So,
Stealth
Ray, would you-
technology. Oh, 50 million. Never mind.
would you buy that for $1, Ray? Buying a junked up C-class for 20,000 to essentially bring a lot of that cannibalized parts over? Or are you really trying to get out some of our monies?
I'd say for that one, I would knock off 1 0.
Yeesh. Tough customer.
Mm.
Yeah, but it does solve a lot of our problems all at once.
I have almost, well, I still have close to the 60 grand to chip in. Like we all started with roughly that, didn't we? Close to 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like 55. Something like that.
I have
I'm at
63,000.
58.
So, if we knock off 1 0, I don't know if we can afford it.
Yeah, I'm at 33 after the turret.
Oh, I guess it'd be 20,000. That would be like done. So,
I feel like the turret should come out of communal funds or like Brooks's money. I just kind of assumed that Brooks's money would start like a communal fund, like a ship fund.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
You know,
the big.
A retirement fund.
It'd be nice to have some pension.
It would, but like it's just that this is how much it would still be going into the communal pot with the 33 and the 50 and as it all balanced out.
Mm.
I'm actually breaking out my calculator with this nerdy shit. So if everyone has 60,000,
Ish.
Close to, yeah.
all right. So let's just take the 20,000 divided by 6.
3.6666666.
Yeah. So it ends up being like 3,500 or 3,500 a person.
Okay, it's cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
3,500.
Yeah. So it would be-
That's a lot of cat food. 6 grand worth of cat food.
Are you
Dog,
cool
your
with
nose is
that,
so
Ray? Am I
wet.
doing my math right? So it was 20,000, or was it 200,000?
I think it was 200,000.
200. Sorry, I was like, that doesn't make any sense because that wouldn't have
So
been
we're
an
all
issue.
at 30,000 dish.
35,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, 35,000.
And then with the Gatlin laser thing,
That's
What
the
did we say that
scientific
was?
name for it.
Gatling laser thing.
you said that was 172. I get doing the math.
The
I
light
can't.
grants with the discount is 15,000. So that's another
15,000. But if we divide that by 6 as well,
yeah.
is
Another
2,500. So it would be $37,500 per account.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
37,500.
And then I don't know if you guys want to stock up the pantry at, what is that, like another 500? We can call it 3,800 even.
Works for me.
That's a lot of food.
That's, yeah. Well,
So,
Cassiopeia is a hungry cat.
True.
so 3,800 even, we said?
38 even,
38,000.
38,000?
Yeah.
sorry, 38,000
Okay.
even per person.
I would imagine in there that we would also get not just the basics of food, but we'd also be able to stock up on a little bit of alcohol and so on to to make the journey a little easier.
Yeah. That was like fluffed
within
up
that-
as like consumables essentially for 500.
At this
Cool.
point, coffee and liquor are considered essential. Like we get those, then fuel.
Here's a question regarding whether or not this is essentials. I can't find the page immediately, but you can get drugs basically, both illicit drugs as well as performance enhancing drugs. And I was wondering whether Susanna probably intends to buy some of both of the above, but whether that would be her own personal money or whether we would communally decide to have some of them available for everyone.
I'm in.
I'm not sure if Liam's a part of crew fund conversations. So that would be between you and Brooks's old fund.
Mm.
True
Um,
that.
Yep.
Because technically Liam's not part of the crew.
Not technically, no.
He's family.
Are we going to try and convince Liam to come with us, or like what's, I don't know.
100%.
For God's sakes.
Sorry, he's allergic to cats.
Yeah, so I imagine there's a whole montage where they buy like a husked out ship and they're just transferring like 1-for-1 swaps on some things and it's like how
Yeah.
good is the ship looking when we're done, Ray? Like what's this montage look like?
All right. So as the montage comes to a close, everybody's all shopped to their heart content and everything. The ship is looking much more space and combat ready, even with the makeshift parts, the third and fourth hand equipment. It is definitely looking much more prepared for aggressive negotiations. Let's say that. And so, with all that wrapped up, you take a look at your creation. It's, and yeah, that about wraps things up with that.
We can fit so many dead bodies in this baby.
Yeah, I think Liam kind of looking at it at a distance, and I imagine he had like help from other mechanics he's made connections with and stuff like that. Not all of these are solo jobs. And yeah, there's just like that awkward moment of like kind of kicking a rock around on like the platform, and he's not really looking at Deacon. He's like, so yeah, you know, it was nice seeing you guys again.
Always, brother.
So, need
Care
a
to hop in for a
mechanic?
ride? I mean, you put her together, you got to try her out.
Yeah, I think. Very that like. I don't know. I like there almost is like a kind of like a guilt shame thing going on. I don't know if I ask for. Can I ask for a roll, Ray?
What do you need a roll?
No, I'm like to seeing if they know what's going on with Liam. I think I'll just lay it out. It's not that kind of campaign. I think they feel guilty about leaving the crew the first time.
Oh.
And
Yep,
so there is
okay.
like kind of shame of like running away, of just being like, you know, just kind of at odds with that. And at the point that Deacon was like, "Do you want to hop in?" He's just kind of like turns and looks back at the makeshift city, and then back at the ship, and he's like, "Well, I mean, like if you guys will have me, I don't know."
Absolutely.
Always happy to ride shotgun with you. Do you need to get your stuff?
Yeah, there's a few things I should grab. And I think he makes his way back. I think this is like a 500 square foot like hole in a wall somewhere that he's just like scooping up stuff. Yeah, and so I think as he makes his way back, yeah, I think he just has like a big bag full of all of his stuff, almost like he's going backpacking. And it's just like, okay, like he's very comfortable having all of this stuff on his back. I think someone looking at him would be like, maybe he moves around a lot. It's like, okay, I guess you know, another trip. We'll just see where we end up.
All right. Now, what room are you all giving Liam on the ship? Like a fresh room that nobody's been in? You giving him Brooks's old room?
What
We
is the
have
room
any fresh
situation? How
rooms?
many rooms do we have? Yeah.
It's a crew of 6, but I don't know if that necessarily means that there's like private rooms.
Mm.
Can bunk with me.
I'll say that there is at least 6 rooms.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
we'll say chat give me a d6 roll. It'll be at least 6 and then plus whatever chat rolls. So you guys actually can have like a few like storage closets kind of thing going on. And
Just
while
while
we're waiting.
while we're waiting for that, I will just mention that over the week or so that we've been in this makeshift city, Cat, for God's sake, over the week that we've been in this makeshift city, those of the crew who know Susanna would notice that she's over the course of the week, she started drinking a little bit more heavily. She's started looking a little bit less put together over that time as well. Her hair's a little bit messy. Like she's got instead of having the slicked back, neat ponytail, she's got little bits hanging down. And she's just started to. It almost looks like she's beginning to come apart at the seams just a little bit. Yeah.
Dang.
She's never seen anyone die until now. And someone else is about to die too, I'm going to say.
You're getting a workout this evening.
All right.
Yeah.
And you all have hung out for a week. We'll say that the montage did take a week. Longest montage ever. But in that week, you managed to get like a month's worth of stuff done. So, successful montage. It comes to that point where this person that had the little rat burger stand has informed you all that this is, the day and the time that the Marines are showing up with the next shipment, and almost like right on cue, like right when they tell you that they're going to be there kind of thing, like, 1500 on the dot, you'll see them. They were not kidding. It's like 1500 coming into the station, which you all can see through like the giant windows. There is a ship which predominantly painted on the front of it is what appears to be a giant skull painted in blood.
Fuck.
These are the regular guys?
That's not a standard military issue.
Yep, there they are now.
Is it the same looking skull on the front of the ship that we've seen before? Like, we have been chased by... Oh, fuck. Is it the same ship? Can we tell?
Higher or lower, Susanna?
Higher.
No working.
I think chat said no.
Oh, no.
Oh my. Oh, okay. All right.
No.
So we had two. And we rolled double once. This is the exact ship. 100% the exact ship. And when this all clicks, like, oh crap. Liam, you're standing there like watching all of them, like the color kind of like fades from their faces a little bit. There's a reflective surface next to you, and you see Kara standing there and says, "Oh, this is bad. They're gonna die. You know that, right?"
Liam does his best not to flinch. And kind of looks at Deacon and is like, friends of yours, I'm guessing.
You ready?
And that's
to get
where
some
we
revenge?
are. This is where we're gonna end the episode.
Save the universe.
Save the universe.
Oh, man.
So yeah, we are wrapping things up for tonight. I hope you all had a blast with this episode. We got to hear the montage song for Alien. It definitely has some cool traction to it. The show, it's being well received on all the shows. Thank you to the chat. Your roles were absolutely paramount. We really appreciate you being here. Your commentary is always top notch for this show. I love it so much. Thank you all for joining us. Our next show coming up is looking like next Sunday. If all goes according to plan, we will be doing Critio Grito, a anime themed 5e adventure. So join us for that. We'll have our montage song for that all queued up as well. But thank you all very much for joining us. And real quick, I hope this works appropriately. Before we check out and say goodnight and everything, I'm going to run the new improved Alien intro. And with that being said, thank you all very much. We will see you next game. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.